What's happening, good people? I have a guitar that has been sitting around this place for a while. I actually haven't even played it yet. That's what's pretty crazy. The Westcreek, like John 5 type-ish thing going on over here. Bought this a while ago to do a demo of, and just got sidetracked with so much other stuff. Some sponsored stuff. Some people sent me some stuff. Viewers. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate that. But yeah, gonna be parting with this actually. So I figured might as well do a demo of it now. So I just have way too many guitars in my stable. But I had bought this originally to be like my humbucker telly type thing. And it looks really, really great. Out of the box originally, it felt like the frets were really sharp. And they're not. I don't know if they settled or if it's just... Yeah, I mean, they're not bad. So like, it's like when you rub your finger across the top over here, you could feel occasionally like one that sticks out. It doesn't feel like it's sharp, and it could just be that the pad is pushing farther than it is on the other side. The back side over here, not so much. So originally I did say that. I don't know if it just settled over time or who knows what, but yeah, so we're trying something a little bit different here. I'm probably going to break in a little bit and just give you a whole bunch of footage of the measuring all the specs, because a lot of people care about, like, you know, how the thickness of this and that and all the good stuff and the readings of the humbuckers and all the nitty gritty. So I used to do it where it was overlaid while I was talking, or I'd be like, this is a mahogany neck and a body, and this is silver maple frets and all that good stuff, and Canadian rosewood tuners, all that good stuff. And it just got jumbled up into the mix. Sometimes I would do it over overlays, and people would be like, I was trying to listen to music and I had to go back and check out the specs. Instead, I'm just going to show you the footage of doing that so you could speed past that if that isn't your cup of tea. And then eventually I'm going to do someday is get back into putting it into chapters so people could actually come back and check and say, oh, what was the measurement at the 12th fret, if they really needed to know that. So, but yeah, so here's the time we're going to break away. So we have a weight of 3.41 kilograms or 7.5 pounds. The action is 1.75 millimeters on the bass side and 1.5 millimeters on the treble side. For pickup height, it's the neck is 4.8 millimeters on both sides, and the bridge is 4.0 on both sides. I do apologize too, forgot to do the nut slot depth on this video, but the ratio of the tuners is 18:1, and we do that by just taking a piece of the leftover guitar string in it and rotate how many times until it comes back one full turn. You'll notice that 2 of the ferrules popped out. Put them back in. Didn't use any glue, but the radius is a 14-ish, we'll call it. Didn't seem like it was, in some spots it was 14, some might have been a little bit off, but it wasn't anything really either way. It was definitely not compounded. So as far as the measurements for the nut, it was a width of 1.645 inches or 41.78 millimeters. The first fret was a 1.701 inches or 43.21 millimeters. And the 12th fret was 2.066 inches or 52.47 millimeters. The depth at the first fret was 0.771 inches or 19.95 millimeters. And the depth at the 12th fret was 0.838 inches or 21.29 millimeters. The resistance on the neck was 7.84. The resistance on the middle position was a 4.74. And the bridge was an 11.71. The inductance on the neck was 3.99. The inductance on the bridge was 5.64. The capacitance of the neck is 2.8. I believe that's how you do the conversion on the neck, and 1.8 on the bridge. So here what we do is, we're actually doing this part first, is we take I believe it's a 0.06 millimeter gauge, and we just try to see if it slides under the fret. This will show that if there are any frets that are loose. There were no frets that this slid under this time. And the next part we'll get to is the rocking of the frets. Let's see here, we rocked and we marked them occasionally. So the first color that you could see is a light pink, and I do apologize for not using two different contrasting colors, but the light pink means something that's very minor and you probably wouldn't do anything to. The next color that you're eventually going to see is orange, that you might want to consider doing something to, especially if you do feel like something is kind of out of whack. But I mark all the spots just because people complain that if you don't mark any of the rocks, they're like, well, this thing rocked like crazy. Well, the initial ones are very, very minor, and actually none of these had anything to do with the playing ability of this guitar. And here's a close-up. So we're just unscrewing the cavity real quick to test all the beeps and the bleeps and the sweeps and the creeps, and everything was grounded properly. And as you can see from the demo video, the switch, which we didn't give you a close-up, is kind of a cheapo switch, and it really didn't work all that well. All right, now that we're back, we're just going to go through the cleans real quick. We're going to go through the Fender Princeton reverb over here. And I know what you're saying is this guy, he's a freaking YouTuber and he doesn't tune by ear. Yeah, because the basis of this channel is like actually doing like from like a new type person's perspective on gear. Because I always felt that frustration of watching a gear demo and seeing it, you know, like an awesome player play through something, and then I got it home. And it didn't sound the same. So I'm not saying this is going to sound good, but if it doesn't sound good in my hands, most likely it's going to sound good in your hands too. So we're just going to do the usual. The first thing first is just like all this same thing in the same positions, because people ask for that. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but I guess it's good for comparison purposes. So. Well, sounds pretty dang good and clean. I'm just gonna do check the for any dead frets real quick. No dead frets. Just check to see if anything chokes out real quick. All right, didn't choke out at all, so pretty good. All right, the tuners overall, they're like your typical budget tuners. Not bad, not great. Just to do the knob filling real quick too. Typical throw for the tone volume has a decent amount of adjustments to it, and then you have your kind of what I usually would expect in a budget line this. Yeah, check out Tessie Switch. I'm sure they have some that'll be here nice and neat and will be a lot better quality. So. Noticing one thing, it feels like very loose. I put 9s on this. It probably came with 10s. So, but normally they don't feel this slinky to me. They feel very, very loose in the hand. Anyway, I'm just gonna use this new little Jamel thing, trying it out. So, got it on the floor right here. Dial something in, and we'll see how it sounds. I think this is again another great bones type of guitar over here. Definitely need to replace that switch if you're gonna be looking to do some serious stuff with that. But again, like I said, that's something par for the course. I thought the humbucker is actually pretty decent for what you get here. If you are gonna be replacing them, you want to keep that John Vive kind of vibe. You kind of need to stick with the red, I guess. So that's something to be concerned with. But some of the things that came up during the inspection, I forgot which two ferrules came out. I didn't glue them back in. So if you are watching this, part of the reverb listing over here, I let you choose your type of material over here. So that's why this guitar is priced the way it is on Reverb, because you know it needs some tender loving care to go into this thing. But that is kind of my cautionary tale of all these type of budget guitars, is that if you're going to buy something in this price range, you got to expect to be doing some sort of type of work to it. If they come out flawless, then you hit the lotto and you won. That's great. But don't be afraid to get your hands dirty down and file some frets, do some work, because that's how you can get a really good beast at a really good price. So, but if they are still around, there'll be an affiliate link down below to this thing. You've all been a fantastic audience, and as always, stay tuned.